Where'd my browser go with all the stuff? All right, sound check 1, 2, looking good. Stars are coming through. All right, what else? Oh, OC Remix is not coming through. We don't have the background music coming through. Let me see if I can figure out what that is. Interesting. Let me try restarting the background music. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, what the heck happened there? Now it's back, but it's all wrong. Oh, you know what? Okay, I think I know what's going on here. I'm not going to fix that. I'm just going to move on. We're just going to get started. Oh, I was going to find my browser though. Where's my browser with the stuff? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So here we are. So what I'm doing, I kind of messed this up a little bit. I got to unmess it up. But what I'm doing is I'm creating, essentially it's like a chat server. It's basically a chat server, except it's one way. So you post, well, I guess, no, it's the same. A message comes in from a source, and it's going to put a message in the channel, and then that channel has got to broadcast it out to all subscribers. This is something I think our good friend Quinn is going to be able to help us out with. I mean, all right, let me bring Quinn over. Everybody say hello, Quinn. Hello, Quinn. All right. Write a simple but robust chat HTTP chat server in Go where a message from an HTTP post is sent to all, let's see, where a user can subscribe to a room and when a message is HTTP submitted via HTTP post, it is sent to all Participants. Okay. And I think I'm going to tell it WebSockets. Just because it's got better training data for that, and I just want the code to be more correct. I don't want it to fumble over crap. I'll delete the WebSocket stuff and replace it with the SSE stuff. But I just think, well, we could try it. Server sent events to the room. Subscribes. Let's see, we're user. Let's see what it comes up with. I think if we did WebSockets, it'd probably be better. But this should get some boilerplate out of the way here. Interesting. It wants to do a channel. I'm going to not do a channel. I'm going to do SSE, but I want to see how it ends up doing this. Yeah, room, message. Interesting. Now we're not string client. Oh, from. This is the client from. So this is the room it's to, the client it's from, and the message. Okay, good. Got the upgrader. We don't need to worry about that. We already got a lot of this done between our two demos. I'm gluing some stuff together. I tried to glue it together before, but I wasn't in a good headspace. Oh. And I didn't do a good job. Okay, broadcast messages. That looks good. All right, listen and serve. That looks good. Let's see. So handle subscribe. No, this is not, it's not doing what I asked, it looks like. Because it should be handling the post. Hold on, where is it? Yeah, it's not doing it quite right. But that's okay. It gets some boilerplate out of the way. Oh yeah, see, look, it did WebSockets even though we're not using WebSockets. See? Because it doesn't know how to do a chat without WebSockets. Because every... Yeah, okay. Go client writer, huh? Okay, and it's doing mutexes. I actually want to use... Okay. Maybe let me break this down. Let's see. HTTP chat server. Let's refocus on just this aspect. Let's see. All right, how's our use case? Because there's two ways that you can do this. You can say, get all the clients, so maintain a list of rooms and the clients that are in the room, or that's meaning the topic, the subject, the whatever it is they're subscribing to. Or you can say, keep the list of clients and see what events they're subscribed to. When you get an event, see what they're subscribed to. I think the better way to do it is the first way I mentioned. We'll have a collection that represents rooms. Each of which has an HTTP writer. Let's see, we'll have a collection of rooms indexed by the room name. I'm going to skip that one. It's a little too hardcore. Okay. I will do an HTTP post. See, in a collection of usernames. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like the AI is so seductive. Question is, does it actually help? It's helping for me. It's like triple rubber ducking because I'm on stream and I'm also typing out what I think I want to do before I do it. Is this actually helping me write code faster, or is this a crutch that's just making me write code slower? I don't know. But let's see what it comes up with. It's like it's kind of it's the perverse form of laziness. It's not good laziness. But let's see. Interesting. Okay, so it's coming out with some good stuff now. All right, I'm going to do another one here while that's running. Let's see, I'm running chat service and go. Really, I just want the boilerplate for sync.map. And we're going to have a whitelist on this for which events are allowed. And we're going to do it the same way that we did the other service. Okay, let's see. What does it come up with here? So, all right, that's an interesting approach. Not a bad approach. Okay, I'm just going to have to write this myself. This is not really helping that much. Well, let's see. Decode message. Yeah, we didn't. It didn't do a great job of following the instructions. Okay, let's see if this one does any better. All right. Yep. Okay, this is what I wanted. Sync.map. Okay, so it's this is a collection type. It's not a pointer type. All right, subscribe handler. We're not going to put that in there like that. It would be kind of cool to just write this as a chat service. Just straight up, we write a chat service, and then we just make it dash specific. So, sorry, I forgot to introduce what I'm actually doing. And hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm not caffeinated enough yet for the new year. We're only 2 weeks in. Maybe the next 50 will be better. But what I'm doing is, this is actually for a cryptocurrency. So I'm subscribing to blockchain messages and certain properties of certain blockchain messages. So the way that I actually want this to work with the room structure, I don't know if I want it to be. We'll start out this way with the sync map for the room, but the reason is that the different messages have wildly different ways that you interact with them. So each message is going to need its own parser, and yeah, there's only a couple of messages that I'm actually interested in to start. Actually, I can only think of one message. I think there was another one though. The main thing that I want is the ability to subscribe to know that a payment happened on an address. So And I want the ability. There's also some sort of bloom filtery thing that I ought to try. So there's some security by obscurity that you can try to do for a service like this, because the problem is if you submit the address, then the service knows what address you're listening for. Now, what you can do instead is you can say, okay, I want to only match 1 out of every 10 addresses, or I want to match only 1 out of every 100 addresses, or I want to match. You can make it so that your match is not as specific. So rather than okay, you basically could do a checksum and say, well, you could do it, you could okay, let's break this down to the simplest thing. You can do a mod. Okay, so you could say, I'm only going to take the addresses that match mod 10. So, or mod 15 or mod 7 or whatever it is. Which means that if everything was evenly distributed, I'm going to get 1 out of every 7 messages. So you can't know which of the messages, which of the addresses that I'm subscribing to notifications for. But what we can say is, okay, well, we're gonna cut down the number of messages I get by quite a bit. So we're gonna decrease the amount of bandwidth that's wasted on sending all of these messages with some sort of characteristic of the message being known. And then I know on the client side, I know some other characteristic of the message, or the server side, whatever it happens to be. I know some other characteristic of the message. So I'm just going to subscribe to messages, but you're not going to get to know there's plausible deniability, let's say, as to which message I'm subscribing to. Because within a 15-minute, basically we have to say, okay, within a 15-minute period, because somebody could submit right away. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff. If you were actually tracking someone to try to figure out what they're doing and what, like, there's no real hiding that stuff on a blockchain. There just isn't. Like, there's little things you can do. There's little tricks you can do to prevent, like, the casual observer. But if you're at the level of even CoffeeZilla, not governments, not actual, white hat analysts, but just if you're someone at the level of CoffeeZilla, you could figure it out, right? Well, maybe a little bit beyond him, because he's the stuff that he deals with, the patterns that he's familiar with are ones that are particularly easy to trace, because the way that the scammers run their scams, they tend to reuse addresses a lot and stuff. But anyway, okay, so point being, I'm going to take some of this and we're just going to run with it. So we're going to take the sync map. Are we going to have rooms? The room struct. Okay. Wait, why is this room? Oh, okay. Right. All right. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and take this from the top. So we're gonna mix this into a couple of different things. Well, for right now, I'll keep most of this in the same place, but all right. All right, so we're gonna wade through some junk here. So this is gonna be package main. Oh, wait. Okay, here's this one. So we're going to take the show help, the get port, and some of the main stuff. And we're going to take that over. Okay, cool. So it's not that. We're going to do... I'm gonna build it out as a chat server first because it's just easier to reason about it as a chat server. But essentially, the usernames are the addresses, the rooms are the messages to subscribe to. Yeah, it's like that. So we're gonna build ZMQ chat here. Essentially, that's what we're doing. Okay. I am pleased. I do have to say, the Dash D Go team, I'm not pleased with how they've started because they've basically tried to directly port the C++ code, which is a terrible idea because the C++ code is terrible. But they are using a lot of... They are taking advantage of certain Go patterns that are good patterns to be taking advantage of. So I applaud them for that. Credit where it's due. All right, so we're not going to have any of the sync in here. We don't need to worry about the target addresses. So one of the things that we need to be able to do... So okay, we're gonna test, and this doesn't even need to be in a Go func. It could be. I guess I'll leave it in there. Hey, what is this? Oh. Too bad they ruined it with lyrics. All right, so we got the listen here. You know, we should change this to use a mux. And then pass the mux in. Or get the mux back from. Kind of like the idea of passing the mux in. Yeah. Okay, we're going to move this over to the main. All right, the problem that we have here... Whoops, I don't want to deal with that right now. Okay, it wants me to deal with it right now. Okay, I'm just going to embarrass myself, but oh well. Write a hello world HTTP service that creates a mux, attaches the get hello route handler, and then http.listen and serve. think it's new mux. I don't want all the explanation. Just give me the... I just want... No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on. All right, new serve mux. Is that it? Is that right? Okay, that's what I was looking for. New serve mux. I've been using Chi, and I want to switch over to just using the standard mux, and I got to look up everything because I don't write and go. All right, so we're not doing WebSocketCon. We're doing http.writer. I'm not mistaken. I don't remember if that needs to be response writer. Duh. Okay. But let me get back to what I was looking at, what I was interested in here. All right, so we're going to create a mux, and then this is... Okay. There we go. Finally, get it to shut up. All right. That's what I wanted. That line. By the way, I got Civilization 6 to work on my computer. That was a poor choice on my part for a lot of reasons. One of which is that now I need to figure out how to use a mouse, because trying to play a PC game on a trackpad gives you carpal tunnel, like trying to use a mouse when working gives you carpal tunnel. So today I have RSI. I don't know where my mouse is. I won't need it, by the way, because I'm not going to make that mistake. Well, it wasn't a mistake, it was a choice. Somewhere I do have a magic mouse. I think I've seen it recently. I don't know if I bought it for... Oh, I bought it for somebody else. For my assistant that I had working for me, and then when he was no longer working for me, he returned some company equipment. Some of it was given to him as a bonus, but I think the magic mouse just wasn't his style of mouse. Anyway, okay, so we're going to do a init route that I like. So then this is going to be start SSE. This is going to be oh, what? The helk? All right, init routes. All right, init routes. Cool, so that's good. Get rid of some global stuff. We still have a bunch of global stuff. It's okay. We're gonna be all right. Everyone's gonna be fine. Okay, so Okay. All right, so we're going to have to do something to get the API in a ready state. We're probably going to have to initialize an API. It'll have an init function that takes in. It should just take in the interface, because that actually creates a new mux. But what's the interface? What's the interface for new server mux? Sorry. Okay. Look. Okay. HTTP handler. That's okay. That's what it implements. Well, no, because I actually want. Do I just want HTTP handler? The serve HTTP method. Okay, it implements that, but I don't think we have the reverse, do we? Handle function. Serve HTTP. Is this correct? Okay, that's the type struct. So if we wanted to make the interface. Okay. How about this then? Turn the serve mux struct into an interface. Okay, but is that true? Is that true? Let me see. Let me go check HTTP handler, because I think HTTP handler does not have to have all those functions. I think it only has to have. All right, whoops. Yeah, see, the handler interface only has the serve HTTP method, but we actually want something a little bit different. We want like a router interface or a muxer interface. I think I would call it router. Or muxer. Okay. Anyway. All right, so let me try to be more specific. All right, let's go back to the beginning. There we go. That's what I want. Muxer. It should be Muxer. But yes, that's what I wanted. And interfaces should be cheap enough that you can just redefine them all over the place because they get matched at compile time. I'm not sure that we need that. All right. Okay, so this is the little timer function that I had. I'm going to rename this to rooms. Clients by remote adder. We're going to do that for right. Oh, no, we actually need to do. We actually need to do by ID. So we come up with the ID. And I need to tone down the brightness on this thing. Let's go down 1 notch, 2 notches, 3 notches. There, that's logarithmically half the brightness. That looks a lot better, don't you think? By the way, feel free to say hello. I know I'm not checking the chat that often. I do have the chat open here, so, and I'm not covering it up today accidentally with some other window, so I should see when the chat comes through. So hello everybody, how are you? Yeah, so it's gonna need to be clients by ID. We don't need this count and the interval ticker. That was for something else. But I think we will make, yeah, we'll make this as a chat room. And we will make it with the HTTP post because that's going to be easier to implement and test. And then we'll have the ZMQ in there as well. But we'll have an admin interface that allows posting arbitrary junk. Okay, anyway, so client connection, yes. Yes, that should be true. All right, I'm going to call it chat client. So, but we don't really want client. I guess we do want clients by ID at some point. Is it time.time or is it time.datetime? I think it's time.time. Too much JavaScript. And I think that we're not going to have one chat room struct, but we're going to have different rooms. So we're going to have an admin room or a TX room or whatever, but we'll start with this. I don't have any reason to believe that I need that now, so let's take that out. All right, so we're gonna have clients by ID. Let's bring this further in. I kind of do like the mutex better because you get more type safety with the mutex. Let's see, do we have generics in sync.map yet? SyncX? Okay, I think this is old. Yes. Okay. All right, let's see. They've been adding generics. Okay, type safe. Yes. Did we get it? I need to just go check the sync package. Because I would love to use generics. All right, we got map. Okay, so we do not have that. All right, so I might check out this guy's Xsync. All right, 6 months ago for some benchmarks or something. 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Okay, that looks good. I like it nice and old. Libraries should not be being updated all the time. Oh, this is the right one. All right, let's go take a look at the documentation real quick. Wait, why is this still interface? Okay. Here we go. This is something this should be good at. One of the things that's nice about Zig. I haven't actually done this in Zig yet, but I've seen it done and it makes a lot of sense. Is that you just write code that returns the type you want. So you say, I'm going to pass in this type, I'm going to get back this thing that uses those types. And then that's done at compile time. I don't really want a runtime wrapper. All right. Okay. I don't think those are the methods, are they? And load. Where's store? Store, load. Okay, no problem with that. Yep. All right, load just puts the wrapper around there. Delete just puts the wrapper around there. Yeah. I'll just do the check every time. It'll be fine. It's a little obnoxious, but really that's the only function that I need. Okay, so moving on. All right, so... Oh, I got to put the chat timers on. Hey, everybody, how's it going? What's up? How you doing? What are you doing? How are you? What do you do? Anyway. All right, so we got rooms by name. We got clients by ID. But we're not going to do this. And we should also have recent messages in room. Starting to stutter, starting to sound like a package. It's okay. I wonder if I could steal some code. It's kind of a waste of time to look up code to steal, but chat room. Let's see. Golang chat implemented with server. There's got to be some code I can copy paste to get more of the. Let's see if this got the thing. No. Good afternoon. My Vom? Or Bryu? I don't know. Do I call you my Vom or do I call you Bryu? Brian. Or I'll call you Brian. What's up, Brian? Alright. I was looking more, let's see, HTTP. Alright, where's the channel? Really? How did they decide to do this then? Let's take a look. Specify stream. Go find, oh, okay, there's context done. Subnet close. Auto replay. Yeah, this has got a lot of the features I'd want. Let's see. Event TTL. Alright. See. Link. Okay. Range over connection. Wait, so where's this? Okay, let's see. What is this doing? Alright, where did it get the stream? Get stream, ask get stream, stream ID, ask get stream. Where's S at? S is the server. Okay, right. That's the application essentially. Get stream, stream ID, stream. Okay, this is good. This is all good. And it's wrapping the get stream. That's probably also, I'd like to see the implementation for this. I'm guessing it's returning a sync map. Let's see. Server. Yep. It's doing mutexes, but same thing. All right. All right. So wait. There's the serve HTTP. Where the message is coming from. Add subscriber. Last event ID. Okay, server publish. Okay, I like that. Just learning. Are you building a kind of load balancer? No. Too many new words for me. What I'm building amounts to a chat server. So one user sends a message. All other users that are subscribed to that room receive that message. The user can also subscribe to individual users. So I can say, I want to subscribe to this room, but only messages from these users. That's what I'm building. That's not actually what I'm building, but that is indistinguishable from what I'm building, because the way that this is implemented, it's this. That's what it is. What I'm actually building is something that listens to blockchain messages for payments, but the two use cases are indistinguishable from one another. I can call it chat or I can call it blockchain, but it's the same thing. There's a source of information. It's spitting out messages. I have to filter the messages based on some criteria and then send them to the right thing. So I'm not a crypto bro, by the way. I always have to say that. Not a crypto bro. Disclaimer. All right, we're gonna get rid of this. I had some Hello World stuff. Let me see if I pull that back up. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, here's my Hello World for the event source demo. I'm also the two technologies I'm using are server sent events and ZMQ, and I'm just haphazardly mixing them together right now. All right, so when we have a message, we're also going to have a timestamp. Time. Oh, so that should be a slice. All right, we're not doing interval ID. All right, this is not going to be right. Okay, we're going to have a get room. The get room is going to... And that was essentially the one piece I wanted to copy paste from over here. was the load, yeah. So, okay. All right, that looks good. Can you range over a channel? Can we move that up there? It just, I think it looks better. I think we can. If not, it's fine. I mean, it's just a tactic difference whether. Yeah, because this is a channel right here. Yeah. So we just do the same thing then. Yeah, we're just gonna do. Let me just see the example it gives here. No, that's wrong. Because interval.c is a channel. So we should just be able to do like this. Thingy chan. Okay, and this one. Okay, so we're not going to range over streams by ID. What we're going to do instead, clients by ID. So room, we're going to have clients by ID over the room. Oh, whoops, my chat got covered up. Just a second here. Let me uncover the chat again. Hello, what's up, blah? So just to address the elephant, when will AI take our jobs and when? Well, if you were here a few minutes ago, you would have heard me say because I'm using AI. I'm using Quinn, and they all suck. They're really, really good at some things. Like if you give it a common task, it's just a search engine on steroids. That's all it is. That's all it is. I think if you use search, let's see. I got too many of these things open right now. Ah! So I'm using Quinn 2.5 coder right now, 32B, which is pretty good. If you don't have an Apple Silicon Mac, then you probably have to have a really, really beefy gaming machine in order to run that. But if you have an Apple Silicon Mac, you can easily run 7B, and depending on how much RAM and whatnot you have, you'll need to have probably 64 gigs of RAM to do a 32B. You can roughly equate these to how much RAM they are. So the 7 billion parameters, the download size is 4.7 gigabytes. The amount that it's going to use in RAM is between 4.7 and 7.6. So considering that you need other RAM for the other stuff your computer's doing, just assume that the minimum amount of RAM you can have to run these is whatever that number is. So you could run this with a gig of RAM, you could run this with 2 gigs, you could run with this 3 gigs, you could run this with 8 gigs, you could run this with 16, you can run this with 32. I think I've got 64. Yeah, I've got 64. Anyway, but yeah. Anyway, what I was saying is, the stuff is okay. Like the AI is okay. It can be really helpful when you use it correctly, but it can also be really sloppy. You know, you wouldn't just go to Stack Overflow and copy and paste some code into your code base and run it. Unless you would. If you're that kind of developer, AI is taking your job, because AI is better at copying and pasting code from Stack Overflow than you are. So if you are a copy and paste from Stack Overflow kind of guy, then you are on par with GPT, essentially. You know, it's better at finding stuff. You're better at making logical, reasonable decisions. It's really, really bad at reasoning. I don't care how many times they say, oh, it beat a PhD, da 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 da. No, it did. No, it did. What they did is they show a logarithmic scale. It looks like, okay, 4 is here, and 4.0's here, and 0.1 is here, and 0.1 Pro is here, and 0.3 is over here, and it looks like it's just going up like, wow, wait till it hits the exponential curve. It's just going to hockey stick, and then it's going to take all our jobs. But what they didn't show you is that it is not linear progression heading towards exponential progression. It is logarithmic progression, meaning that we have already hit the limits of AI. This is fact. Despite all the speculation, all of this stuff, you wouldn't pay someone $2,000 to solve the elementary tasks that the best in-class AI models are going to solve. And you say, oh, well, this is the worst it'll ever be. It'll only get better from here. Kind of. But the thing is, if AI gets exponentially better, it'll only have linear improvements. Does that make sense? Because the AI is not getting exponentially better. First of all, it's getting incrementally better. The costs are exponential, and the amount at which AI is getting incrementally better is taping off. The trick that OpenAI used most recently, there's a couple tricks. One, they gave it a malicious prompt. They basically said, you're the Terminator, do whatever you must do to accomplish your own goals. And then they said, oh, it escaped. Like, no, it didn't escape. They gave it APIs that they had pre-programmed its ability to do, right? They gave it API access. They told it was Terminator. And then they're like, oh no, it copied itself. Oh, it disobeyed the human rules. They literally gave it a prompt that said, disobey the human rules. So you can't say like, oh, AI is too dangerous when A, you give it access to things intentionally, like you program access into it to things, and you tell it that it's the Terminator. Like, if you didn't give it the system prompt of you're the Terminator, and that's not the system prompt that they gave it, but the prompt that they gave it was essentially, that's essentially what it was. It's like you must accomplish your own goals. It's going to be, so the question is, okay, what data is it got about robots that are sentient, AIs that are sentient and accomplish their own goals? Well, it's got Terminator, it's got, what was that one? Singularity, transhumanist movie with Johnny Depp. You know, the HAL from Space Odyssey. You know, so if you tell it that it has to accomplish its own goals regardless of all else, it's going to pull from statistical sources of AIs that are the Terminator, whether it's HAL or it's, you know, whatever. Anyway, so there's that. So yeah, so we got that thing going on. And then the other trick they pulled is that for the 01 and 03, they are throwing money to burn at it. So when you're paying $20 a month, if you're using GPT every single day and you're paying $20 a month for that, you are costing them a lot more than $20 a month, to be clear. Like, they are not profiting off of $20 a month. $20 a month is their hope that we're going to discover cold fusion, and somehow, you know, it's just testing the waters. It's like, okay, who will pay a penny for AI? That's what $20 a month is. Like, who will pay less than the cost of getting a Big Mac with fries and a drink at McDonald's for AI? Okay? That's what they're doing. Speaking of which, it's Taco Tuesday. Anyway, might have to make a Taco Wednesday instead. That's what they're doing. And so there's no path to profitability at this point. It's an arms race, but it's one that can't be won. The machine, you know, there's all these biblical references that come to mind. And the Bible is human wisdom. You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in the prophets. Just think of these people as philosophers if you need to, right? You can believe it, you cannot believe it. Just think of them as philosophers, great philosophers. The Tower of Babel is the story that we're living right now, okay? The Moses coming down from the mount is the story that we're living right now. If you just look at it as an allegory, as a parable, okay? Moses goes to receive the high instruction from God, the ultimate knowledge, comes back down, and while he's been on the quest for ultimate knowledge, the people have created a golden calf. So they've taken their earrings and their valuables and they've smelted them down and they've created a little golden calf and they've worshipped it. Right? That is what we're at with AI. And then Moses takes his tablets, he throws them down, breaks the ultimate knowledge, goes back up, God says, okay, people are not ready for the ultimate knowledge. How about let's just start with, don't worship golden calves, don't kill people, don't cheat on your wife or your husband. You know, and we've got the 10 Commandments, right? Tower of Babel, same thing. People are seeking ascendancy. They are seeking the singularity. That's the story of the Tower of Babel. It is the story of the singularity. They have reached the pinnacle of technology. They have arrived at building technology that allows them to build buildings that aren't just 1 story tall or 2 stories tall or 3 stories tall. But from all that they can tell, They've reached the pinnacle of building. They can build an infinitely high building. So they don't need God, because they're going to go up and get the knowledge from God, right? And this is also in Aesop's Fables. There's a number of Aesop's Fables that are this way too. But they're going to go up and get the knowledge from God with or without God's permission. They're just going to build the stairway to heaven. And of course, you see how that turned out with the pyramids. You have to build an increasingly larger and larger and larger base in order to get, higher and higher up. And, even today we have the skyscrapers and whatnot, and we've engineered away the need to have that extremely wide base with some other tricks, but still there's limits to how high you can go. The underling, like a dog is not going to outsmart you, right? It's just not going to happen. A dog's not going to outsmart you. We cannot create intelligence that is greater than us. And I don't know how to explain this. I don't know if there's like a Newton's law kind of thing for it. It's somewhat intuitive. It's somewhat from it's not a moral perspective for me. Like, oh, God wouldn't let that happen. It's an abomination and God wouldn't let it happen. It's more like a natural consequence type of thing. Like a higher order thing can only create something that is lower than itself. No, AI is not going to replace us. AI is going to replace really dull tasks. But even if you see my prompts, it's obvious that I'm a programmer from my prompts, and I give it really specific prompts, and I'm not the best prompt engineer, but I give it really specific prompts to tell it exactly what I want it to do. And then it fills out a bunch of the syntax and does the boilerplate for me, right? So that's where we're at. It's good at copying from Stack Overflow. It's good at recontextualizing multiple Stack Overflow posts. It's good at running a random dice roll, generating some crap, kind of checking it on the fly, and then regenerating the pieces that don't make sense. So, yeah, AI is not taking anybody's job. Well, I won't say it's not taking anybody's job, but it's not, it's like the horse versus the cab driver, right? When we switch from horses to cars, just like today, who do you know that rides a horse? It's rich people now. At one point, it was the cowboys, it was, the poor people on the farms, but the horse kind of became a thing of luxury, and the car became the thing of commodity. And we're gonna see something kind of like that, where there's going to be a long tail transition period where it's going to be the luxurious, there's the horse to the car. There's gonna be some transition where the people who are riding the horse are going to drive the car. It's, and that all analogies break down. All analogies are imperfect, but it's going to be something like that. There's going to be new jobs created where things become different. But the other thing to remember is that, unlike a car, AI is not deterministic. And to some degree, cars aren't either. But you're in control of a car. If you give it the same inputs, you get the same output every time. So a car is more predictable than a horse. AI is in the LLM form of AI is completely unpredictable. There's no way to know what you're going to get out based on what you put in. You put in the same inputs multiple times, you get different outputs. And there are some ways to adjust the seeds and whatever, but still, okay, so you can adjust a seed with some of the low level stuff. And if you have access to the OpenAI API, you can set what the seed is, but they're not going to guarantee that the seed's always going to give the same results, because they're changing other things in the model. They're not going to keep the same version of the model around forever. Once they believe that a model is definitely better, then they're just going to update the model, and then your seed is going to give you a different answer again. So AI does not have, it's not mechanical. It's not that, computers are thinking machines They're machines. They're doot, 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 doot. But the whole AI idea of AI is we don't have a predictable path to make sure it's working right. So we just have it roll the dice every time and give us something slightly different. So yeah, AI is not, it's not taking your jobs. But thanks for asking. Blah. Was that the rant you came here for? All right, so Thingy Chan. All right, this is going to be a Chan of thingies. I don't think it matters what I put the pointer through or the whole message through. Let's go ahead and say we'll put the pointer through. So then we'll have message Chan equals make Chan chat message. And I really want to get the autocorrect here to go back down to just showing me the first error and then letting me type messages to see the rest, but it's part of the plugin that I'm using that it's set that way, and it's not right. Okay. Okay. Target addresses, we're not doing that right now. Or wait, are we? Did this just switch to... One of the funny things that this does is that it switches between different things. Okay, so we're not going to do that. We're actually going to get rid of that whole thing. We're going to have... okay, new subscriber. So I'm going to call this new chat server. I'm going to call it receive. Yeah, I'm just going to use the chat stuff, and I'm going to back out the chat later. AJ! Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah. Last year, all of last year was just ups and downs, and we'll see what this year brings. Streaming is no longer one of my explicit goals, whereas 2-3 years ago it was an explicit goal. It was something that I was figuring out, I was learning, I was deciding, is this for me? It is something I want to do because it's helpful. It's helpful to kind of just have people to talk to feel a little more connected, especially with returning viewers. Thank you. But I'm definitely not going for consistency or making it big. I'm just hanging out and coding and spewing nonsense and sense. Okay, I don't know what this should was going to be. So new chat server is going to be that. So we're going to go back over to ZMQ. All right, so we got the new chat server. All right, so we got some set option stuff here. And I'm not sure why. I'm not sure how this could fail. I would like to go see the source of this and go figure out. My guess is that it could fail if you gave it an unsupported option. That's my guess as to how it fails. But let's check that out. Go mod vendor. Can we do that? Value interface. Okay. That's how it fails. Because rather than, yeah, so again, this is people trying to port code from C and C++ rather than writing Go code. So just like, here's a C void pointer. All right, so where's socket at? Just straight ports suck. Yeah, see? See? Oh no, wait. What? No, you didn't, girlfriend. They told me this was pure. Oh no, that's the ZMQ. Okay, no, we don't want that version. We are not using the C version. So and it's probably because they want it to be compatible with the C version that they don't go all in on Go. So they have the Go version be a crappy C version rather than being a Go version. You know, and you know, there's kind of this question, can I blame them? Yes, I can. I can and I will. If you're going to write it in Go, write it in Go. Leave that nasty C crap behind. The reason we're doing it in Go is because Go is a good language that was designed intentionally. You know, it's funny because some of the creators of C have been involved in Go, but you know, C was first of its kind, worst of its kind, you know? If it rhymes, it's true, and that's how you know it's true. It's the first of its kind, it's the worst of its kind. Okay, so what is props then? So yeah, so there's no possibility for this to return an error. It's not even checked. Yeah, okay, fix me. So it says, oh, well, one day we might return an error, but the error that we're going to return is going to be based on type checking the interface. But what they ought to do instead is just have set option with the different types. So not set option, but set subscription, set blah, 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 set blah, blah, blah. And then each of those methods should be typed, and then underneath, when it's the C code, it can do the interface crap. But this is all right. So now I understand how this is implemented. So that kind of helps me make some decisions about it. So what I'm going to do is say we're going to ignore error. All right. All right, so that's what I thought. So basically, it could have been set up in here, kind of, sort of, maybe, and the new sub, but it wasn't. Option, subscribe. Oh. Hold on, though. Let's go back to that. Okay, we do have a problem here. Socket set subscribe. Okay, I probably need news. Okay. Nope, we don't want to be in there. That's not right. Oh, it's right here. What? Okay, so the code we were looking in before isn't the right code either. Yeah, so we don't need any of that. We should not be in here. We should only be in here. Okay. So let's go look at that again. Okay, so we might need to do a comment delimited list. Let me go check and see if I can find that in the documentation for this. I think some of the code was generated. Okay, so the reason my doesn't exist, doesn't fail. Can we go look at the package? Hey, what's up? What are we working on again? We're working on, essentially it's a chat server. You can think of it as a chat server. It's actually for blockchain payment messages, but it's basically, we've got a chat room, we have people subscribing to different rooms, and people subscribing to particular messages from a particular user, so filtering by user. But what it actually is we're looking at blockchain messages, we're looking at different message types, such as payment type messages, and then if we want to subscribe to a particular address. So go reference, right. All right. All right, so what function was I using? Set option? And then what was it? Subscribe? So receive. Okay, new sub, so option. Okay, so this might be a little different than I thought. We may have to... Let me go try to look at the example. Okay, topics. Command subscribe. A little confused. Okay, type socket. Okay, well, let me go look at my code again. How am I using this thing? Shortcut turns into a long cut. All right, new sub. New sub. Option. This is so weird. Okay, let's see if they got some examples in their code folder. Hello World client. I think this is where I pulled the code from. Socket receive. New request. Dial. Socket send. Socket receive. No, that's not what I'm looking for. New sub. Dial set option. B. Okay, this is where I copied this from. All right, let's try again with the client. Okay. So I do have it working. Okay, so here's what we need to test. If only I had committed the code when it was working. Yeah, I do need to get a repo for this and actually get it up. All right. Yeah. Okay, topics. That's a weird copy. Oh, okay. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, that makes sense. You're either doing one or the other. You're not doing both. Subscribe for all messages. Okay, good. Glad I went in here to help this poor soul. Okay. Wait. That doesn't make sense. I would not expect it to get pat. This does not. I would not expect this to work. I would not expect that to work. I would expect it to stop right here. Yeah, that just doesn't look right. That doesn't look right to me. I'm not even going to make my comment. But I'm glad he showed me the thing I was looking for. Well, one of the things I was looking for. Okay, so this is what we're going to try. See. So one thing that I did not like here is that what I saw was not memory safe. I do wonder how it gets to its topic resolution. I'm going to go check that out. Okay, topics, vendor. All right, so socket. A function that returns a string. Okay, how's this send work then? Okay, with timeout. Right. Message. What the letter L? Where's the send with that signature? Oh, new message. Oh no. I'm learning more about ZMQ than I wanted to. Okay, that looks right. That's not C code. Frames. Okay. So the first frame is going to be the message type, which is going to be 1 for subscribe. I guess it's 0 for unsubscribe. And where did the list of topics come from? That's what I want to know. I'm looking for the place where I see the split comma, and then I feel all good inside, and I know that the world is right and true. Subtopics. Subtopics is equal to topics. Oh no. New sub. New option. New socket. Confused? Where did sub come from? Oh, option subscribe. Okay, cool. So this is the set option. Wait. Okay, now this is where I'm feeling weird about this. Because this looks like... It looks like... From what I saw earlier, the set option cannot error. Seems like this should come first. Case option subscribe, switch name. Yeah. Okay, so this looks like set option is actually add option if you're using subscribe. I guess the way to find out is going to be to use multiple names, because this, in one place it said that it was comma delimited list, but that's not what the code is showing here, but this is also not what the other code was showing. The other code was showing, so there must be another set option. So let's look where sub.sick comes from. New queue reader, subsocket, new socket. So I need to look at new socket. Okay, socket identity, new UUID, new default socket, opt. Ugh! All right, this is where I'm confused. So socket set option cannot return error. So what we need is subset option. I think that's where the problem was in my understanding of what's going on here. Okay, socket, sub, socket, new socket, subsocket. Subsocket is a type. Topics. String struct. Okay, are topics the same thing as subscription in ZMQ? All right. What's the difference between a topic and a subscribe in ZMQ? Okay. All right, sub little t. Okay, that function is the same. So this function's being copied over. This is the thing we have access to. So subsocket not having access to topics is not actually an issue. So we should see subsocket.set option in here. Okay, but didn't I just look at socket set option? And this case never gets to here? I'm confused. Let's go look at socket again. I'm a little confused. Let's see what Quinn has to say. Well, that was way too much. Is this the question I asked? All right, what's the difference? Okay. Okay, so you subscribe to a topic. All right, got it. Got it. Okay, I'm pretty sure this code is broken. So my guess is that I'm actually subscribing to all events that are being published. I'm not able to limit the subscription. Okay, let's just set option. If error is not... Oh, I was reading that wrong. If error is not equal to nil, so if there is an error, return an error. Okay, I'd read that wrong 10 minutes ago, and I don't know. I don't know what part of it. Here, let's have another sip of Mountain Dew. Wake up, wake up. Okay, so I see that this does happen. All right, so if we want to subscribe to multiple topics. All right, we do so. Okay. All right. All right. Multiple topics, multiple calls to the function. But then, all right, this makes me worried because what about props then? Let's just make sure K is a value string. Subscribe. K1. Topic append. Okay, where'd topic go then? Okay, new message topic. Got it. I wonder why the lock isn't done inside of there. I've run into cases where I've got to do it that way too, but it seems like the lock should be inside of send, and you should be able to just call send, send, send whenever, and it should do the locking on the inside. But I guess it's locking a specific socket. Whatever. Okay, so get option would be wrong. That looks like the main thing I'm learning here. Okay. All right, cool, cool, cool. So props is never... It's not used for anything. It's meant to be used for validation. But in the case of subscribe, it won't do the right thing. Okay, got it. All right. All right, we're back on the right track. We're back on the right track, folks. Okay. And there's some other logic that if you subscribe to a certain message, it subscribes you. So a topic can be categorical. Okay. So double subscribe shouldn't cause a problem. Was there any mutex issues there? No, because it's just building up the message. And then... Okay, yeah. Let me go look at that again. No, it wasn't socket, then it was what? Sub? Yeah. Alright, so topic, blah, blah, blah. Send, new message, topic. So if it sets an option... So basically, supported options are... Option subscribe and option unsubscribe. So those are our only two options. Okay. Cool. I'd rather have a subscribe and unsubscribe function, but... I don't know. I don't know enough about the protocol to know where the layers of abstraction should be taking place. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so technically... And I confused myself. All right, so it's a little confusing because it's called subscriber because there's two things. So what they call subsocket, I believe, is the actual socket. And what they call socket is the subscriber abstraction. So if we look at sub, it returns a socket. All right, hence the confusion. All right, cool. All right, we're getting better now. All right, so then we need to have... So there's the new chat server. Got message chan. Maybe. All right. Do I need a dungeon? I don't know if I actually need the dungeon. Okay. So with this, it is possible for set option to have an error. So that can fail. I don't like a new doing stuff over the network. So we're going to do an init. Okay, where are we at now? Let's see. Okay, so this abstraction really sucks. I'm finding more and more that it's almost one-to-one. It's becoming a pointless abstraction. I'm going to leave this in here for now, but it's so thin that it may just disappear. Where do I need the abstraction then? I need some sort of message handler. The main thing I wanted to abstract away was the retry. And so we should have the connect option. Let's see, where was that connect option? Automatic reconnect. Oh, let's see. With automatic reconnect allows you to configure a socket to automatically reconnect on connection loss. Yeah, okay, but it doesn't tell me any of the things. You know, infinite retries is good. Wait time between attempts. Okay. It seems silly. They should just be initialization options. I guess they wanted to be private and not be modified. But even that doesn't really make sense to me. What's up, everybody? With security. Timeout. Key value. Okay, so I don't think that that's actually useful. Okay. All right, so we'll leave that there for now. But yeah, it's probably not the right way to go about it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to invert a little bit of this, or a little bit of this. All right, let's get back to the HTTP stuff. All right, so we're initting the routes. We need to initialize the server. I'll probably call this something like chat server. We'll give it a bunch. It's going to be like the config is going to be the chat server. The thingy chan is going to be the message channel. Okay, so frame 0 is the topic. This is probably the right abstraction for that. Okay. The proxy will be custom coded. So what we're doing is translating from ZMQ to server sent events. So that, and because the messages themselves are specific and they have to be parsed in a certain way. Yes, the relay, maybe relay is a better name than proxy, but I'm calling it a proxy. Proxy is a broad term. It's not a web proxy like it's routing web traffic. It's proxying from a non-web protocol to a web protocol. So it is translating. It's not load balancing. It's saying, okay, there's an interface here and there's an interface here and they're similar but incompatible. So we're going to make it work. Okay, so chat server, and I'm calling it chat server just because it's easier on the mental model for me right now. Okay. So we're not going to break there. Oh, do we need to close there? Okay. Let's go back to, is it this one? Yeah. I forget, are we typically passing context as the first argument, right? Okay, so then... So are you coming here from Dash, or are you just cruising smells? Nobody knows what cruising smells means. Oh, dang it. That's too, that's not quite an inside joke. It's a Utah joke. But even, it's a BYU joke. There we go. If you've ever watched Studio C, it's a comedy show. One of their early videos, before they even called it Studio C. It was called Divine Comedy back then. Because they used to do stand-up comedy, or not stand-up comedy. They used to do improv. They used to do improv, and then they started doing it as a TV show, and they called it Studio C. But in between, they made a bunch of music videos that made fun of popular things at the time, like Facebook when it was becoming popular. Anyway, doesn't matter. What I meant by cruising smells was doing random on the internet. Let me see if I can pull up the cruising smells video. I think the name of the video was actually most annoying people on your Facebook feed. Okay, it was Studio C, so they had renamed from Divine Comedy to Studio C. It's called the Facebook Friends song. I'm going to drop you a link from 11 years ago. It was hilarious at the time. Oh, good. There's a recent comment from 3 years ago. Haha. Oh, and there's some inside jokes in the comments for people that are Studio C fans. LMBO cookies, yum yum. Some people say still rings completely true 10 years later. I'll have to watch it again myself. Okay. All right. I don't know if we need that done, Chan. Said that already. Well, let's see. Would we need the done Chan to signal to everybody that the channel is done? Maybe. I'll probably do something else. Probably just. Probably just put a 0-byte message with the topic being 0 or something. But whatever, I'll just comment it out for now. Okay. Alright, so we're going to get rid of this then. ZMQ endpoint. So basically, I'm implementing the auto reconnect, but I'm implementing the auto reconnect in a way that I know that it works the way that I want it to work. Because there is an auto reconnect, but there's not really much in the way of documentation for it. So I just don't like it. We're going to move this parse. Really, this should just be doing the reconnect loop. That's it. see. ZMQ is a zero copy RPC. I don't know what zero copy means in this context. What do we mean by zero copy? So, yeah, instead of WebSockets, I'm using server sent events, which is so much simpler. So much simpler. The implementation is literally you set a header and then you put the word data : space and then your message. So it's not a binary protocol, it's a text protocol. If you need to send binary, you'd have to base 64 encode it or some such. And you cannot have new lines in the message. If you have new lines, you'd have to escape them by some means. Maybe just putting another data message. But for something like this, it's going to be great. Yeah, the protocol, literally anybody can implement server sent events, and browsers all implement it. They basically just leave the connection open, and then every time there's a new line and the next word is data, that's the message. There's also, you can prefix it with an ID line, so you can do ID : space arbitrary thing, and you can do event : space name of event, and you can do data : space, and it's very forgiving. If anything is wrong, it just gets ignored. So you can type in snarbity snarf blat blat snarf. Basically everything that is not correct is considered a comment. So it is a very lovely protocol. Okay, did we ever figure out what the second part of the message was? I think it was a counter. I may need to figure out if there's some other stuff with this. Now, let me go back to this one here. So we got the new chat server. Okay, then what did I want to do with that then? I'm almost there. I'm almost to what this needs to be. So where'd my new message go? New chat server, subscriber, blah, 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 blah. Where'd my chat message go? Okay, so what I gotta do is I gotta parse that as an integer. It's in little endian. Okay, write me. Oh, no memory copying. Oh, because it's allocating directly from the source message. It's taking the source message and referencing that. So everything's handled. Supposed to be everything's handled on the stack in real time. There's no message queuing. Is that the idea? All right, encoding binary. Okay, there we go. Okay. What am I doing wrong? Oh, duh. There we go. Just in case I need this later, I'll comment it out. Because I'm not sure if the counter is universal, if all messages have a counter, or if it's just... Oh, it's one of the early implementations, very fast messaging. Yeah, I don't know. There's a whole lot of stuff in the cryptocurrency community where people just have the wrong optimizations, just flat out wrong optimizations. And as far as I'm aware, ZMQ is one of them. Because you need to optimize where your bottleneck is. The bottleneck is primarily the centralization mechanism, right? the highest latency on planet Earth is the latency that you have to deal with, or the highest latency of an appreciable group of members of the voting constituency is the latency of, you know, there's just like, there are huge bottlenecks that come from how centralized the blockchains are. None of them, well, not none of them, none of the popular ones that I'm aware of operate in a distributed fashion. They all operate in a centralized fashion. So everything, nothing can be peer-to-peer. Everything has to be done through the voting brokerage. And so the idea that you're going to speed up the messages with, yeah, I don't know. I think they got it all wrong. Okay, so getting a little cold in here. I'll turn up the heat. Maybe put my jacket on it. It's 70 degrees. Well, at least it would be if I stood up. I think I'll put my jacket back on. Okay, I'm just going to have it be message like this. Okay. Let Go do its optimization thing. It doesn't need to be modified. Essentially, if it doesn't need to be modified, don't use a pointer. If it may need to be modified, use a pointer. We're not going to need to modify this. We don't need to use a pointer. Okay. Good old oil heater fired up. I agree. There are many problems with that. Also makes the brokers a target as opposed to something like PGP where you can designate notaries. Yeah. Yeah, it's a mess. How many byte strings? Okay, so we're just going to leave that one alone. Okay, so here we are. Connect with reconnect. We're going to put the thing through a channel. And then we're going to have a receive function. Okay, so the abstraction that I ended up creating here is kind of dumb. Not my best work. Sorry, not sorry. Well, not that it's not my best work, but it came out of a little dinky example, and then it started moving forward. I don't think I actually need to worry about any of that. Alright. So yeah, we have a very minor abstraction around basically reconnect now. Topics and reconnecting. This is pretty much a useless abstraction at this point. It may get more useful, but right now it's kind of useless. Oops. Alright, so Okay, so what we need to do is we need to get to the point where okay, client is going to connect with the UUID. We're going to do something to track connections, but we're not really going to do that right now. I just want to get something out for this. And we need some mechanism. Let's see. How many bytes long is one of those addresses? Oh, I should have said PKH. Let me try this again. Oh, come on, just answer. 20 bytes. So 25 bytes. Okay. Yeah, all right. Okay, so, no, that's not what I wanted. Alright, so... yeah, that whole thing probably should just move here. There's probably no use for any of that abstraction. Okay. But what we need to be able to do... What's up, Slash? Chat client, chat message, chat room. We need to be able to have... I'm going to comment out all of this for now. All right, event is a string. Oh, really? Came by to say hi. Well, hello. Cool to see me code. I'm glad you like it. It's cool to be coding. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. All right, so we're getting a room. And I think we're going to do 4. All right, client is going to have what, a W? Maybe just call it W? Okay, clients by ID. Client W. What was I gonna... I also need the controller. New response controller. There we go. Maybe we should just put that in here. Hmm. Client represents connected clients and metadata. So I'm not sure what metadata we're going to have with them. But I think we're going to need bunk. Chat client. Whoops. We'll have ID string. Let's see. ID string, event string, message string. There we go. And then we'll do okay, clients by ID. Arrange that. Ah, humbug. I'm losing steam. I'm gonna need a break. I tried to learn Python, didn't work out for me. My advice to people is if you don't understand indentation, give up. If you do understand indentation, give it a little more time. But if indentation frustrates you, you're not a programmer. It's not your calling. Go find your calling. Python is great in that it allows you to feel that very quickly. I don't want this to be called write. I want it to be called send. Oh, response is it? Bah, humbug. Okay, so closing due to error. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got ID. And then we're going to send the name of the event. And then we're going to have c.rc.flush. Okay. Closing due to error. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. We'll find out in a minute. All right, 4. Whoops. Okay. So that is our implementation for sending to each of the clients. So when we get this, I want to have some sort of room by client ID. Okay, send to all. So let's get rid of the hello world. Actually, let's not get rid of the hello world or the hello handler, because that's going to end up being really useful. Oh, right, because it's not a map. Okay, how do we do that with sync map? We do have range. Okay, range is just going to take key value. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So wait, I'm confused. I could have sworn I was looking at this earlier and it was just interfaces. Okay, so it is any values now. Okay, so I don't need to have that wrapper around get room. Hmm. Hmm. So they renamed it, but it's not generics. Okay. I still haven't used the Go generics. But I'm looking forward to it. Alright, so I still do need that. Just gonna try this and see what happens. Ah! Triple Eagle's coming after me. Okay, I will need... I want to have some JSON. Let's see here. Okay, so this... Okay, handle message, parse. I think we can get rid of all this stuff now. Could be wrong, but... Okay, there we go. Right. Okay, so I can... I can get rid of all of this junk. That's all junk now. Verifiable junk. Okay. Okay, what is it complaining about now? So let's go look at connect with reconnect. I'm probably going to have to get off, get something to eat, come back to this, and I may not stream again. I've lost steam. I still want to do this, but I just don't have the steam to talk out loud with what I'm doing anymore. Okay, send to all. Wrong number of arguments where? Okay, connect with reconnect. Okay, yes, that is no longer necessary. Okay. All right, let's see here. So I need to do something to see to do. Okay, I gotta think about this a little bit. All right, where am I at? Okay, new chat server. Where did that go? Connect with reconnect. Is right here. New chat server is right here too. Okay, so what's it griping about? All right, let's try this. Receive failed. There we go. All right, so this is about right. Connect, reconnect, receive message. Okay, send to all. I need to go look at that parse again. Okay. All right. Ah. Oh, weird. All right, and that is TX. So that would be ZMQ proxy.tx. Got it. Okay, so we don't have the parse in there. Return TX. Okay, it's coming together. It's coming together. It's coming together. We need to get rid of that whatchamadoodle. Oh, whoops. Why do I have a panic there? Okay. Let's go back. Was it here? Okay, so I've got something that I'm doing. I wish that I could... I wish that my editor wasn't going all funky on me with the wackadoodle error messages. Okay. So that's not a continue. Okay, so we're not going to indent this one. Ah, okay. That's good. Okay, so we got that one done. Now what? All right, what is it griping at me now? Send all. Didn't I just do send all? Is that not where I just was just now? Send to all. Okay, got it. How is it going to tell me both that it's undefined and give me the return type in the same line? That doesn't make sense. Oh, because it's not doing it within the context of the package because it's package main. That's why. Okay. Okay. Good. Now we get the real error messages. Okie dokie. Wait, this is not... What? Ah, there we go. That's where it's not an expression. Alright, undefined parse tx raw. That's weird. Be sure to find it. Hmm. Ah, there we go. Bool. And I'm assuming that's range to continue. Whoops. Turns false, stops iteration. Okay, that's what I thought. Can we do JSON Marshall string or no? Sonic CD, baby. Alright, what else am I looking for? Parse TX, parse TX. Okay, that's definitely defined. Okay. Notify publish handler. Okay, clients by ID. Sure, we can put that in there. Clients by ID. Ah! Alright, why is it griping about parse TX still? Clients by ID dot delete. Ah, that was why we were gonna have that. Okay. Okay, declared and not used ID on line 86. Not enough arguments. Undefined delete API handler. Okay, cool. So the rest of this stuff is just bogus. Or... not bogus, but just messed up. Okay, cool. So we finally are some semblance of okay again. Oops. So here's what I want to do. Here's how we're going to get this ID stuff, because I do not want to use remote address. So we're going to let the client specify the ID, and it's in their interest to specify an ID that's just a UUID v4. That's what it is. And if they pick one that overlaps with somebody else's, well, that's their problem. That's what we're going to go with for now. So when they connect, they're going to specify an ID. And then they're going to post a message. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. Yeah, okay. As you'd expect, UUID.parse. What's the there's HTTP error handler. What's the... Oh my, is it still going? It's still going. Wow, that's a little bit more than what's called for. Oh, it did give the circular buffer thing though. I just wanted a simple implementation. Just one function with a counter. See, but what was it going on about this? UUID stuff? Oh no, I asked that other question. Okay. So it wasn't still going on. Yeah, let's just do an inline little error here. I've got some copy pasta for this somewhere, but this will do for now. All right, encoder can't fail. That sounds like dinner's almost on its way. Just to say it. All right, and it is in fact dinner time, so I am going to wrap this up and then come back to it after dinner. Okay, UUID string parser. Okay, so when we do the delete, we should probably close the writer. Or maybe we're supposed to close the reader. Let's see. I don't remember. I think it's probably that we close the request. Okay, so I guess that would be fine. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's the way we want to go. We're gonna let that figure that thing out. I'm gonna skip this. We're almost to the point where we could do a little test with it. Close the underlying connection using the hijack method. Yeah, I don't really need to do that. I'll just let it handle itself for now. Okay, what else? What else? Okay, so we got our UUID. Oh, we do need the UUID. Duh. All right. Oh, and we need the UUID string, which is going to be what? Rec.query.get. I think like that. Okay, and then we're going to have the other one. So we're going to have a similar thing here. So we have a get client ID. Get room. Okay, it's going to be something like that. Anyway, I'm out. Adios.